Hi to everyone. I'm Sergio Nicolás Vargas Correa. I am a systems engineering student, and that's why I selected this topic, the programming, as my presentation topic. And well, I'm gonna start the presentation with this question of what is the programming? The programming is the way that you assign the functions to your device uh, through the programming language like Java, Python. Some of them language are used with the purpose of assigning functions to some devices, and this is the programming. It's not just write code. It's This is a little part of the programming. The other part of the programming is the way of how do you abstract parts of the real world and put these parts on your code, and of course how your code works with your device. This is the programming, the code, and the way of how do you imagine the world and make an abstraction of it and put on your device with a purpose, of course. Where we can see the programming, well, maybe uh, some of you have these questions, and the short answer for this is anywhere. Yeah, you can see the programming in your cell phone, you can see the programming in the traffic lights, in a car, in a smartwatch, in your television. The programming exists in all of the smart devices to the modern world, and that's a reason of why I consider the programming so important, that because all of these things is used in your daily life, and maybe you have no idea of what is beyond of this. O sea, the programming provides us the full functionality of our tools or devices, and of course it is some important part of our life. Well, what does the programming offer to us? Maybe if you are an architect or engineering, uh, you have probably used Autodesk apps, or specifically the AutoCAD, that is a software for the design. Or if you are a mathematician, you be might have used MATLAB, that is a programming language for special for the mathematical problems. Or if you are something like related to the administration environment, you might have used some administration software, and of course other part of what does the programming offer to you is through the programming you could make software for you. Of course, like you want some special calculator, you could make it through the programming. If you want your own clock, you could program it. The programming offer to you all the things that you can imagine. And of course, if you could imagine that thing, you will probably can programming this thing. The programming areas, well, before I end this presentation, I like to talk about some areas that is related with the programming. Uh, the first three are some popular, like the web development, the mobile programmation, or the desktop programmation. That areas are the most popular, and that's because this is the closest areas to the world, to all the world. But there is something special areas like the financial development. This financial development is focused on a software who can prevent the fluctuations of the markets or prevent some problems. The AI, the artificial intelligence, is something special because you could make it as a human. All the things that a human can do, the artificial intelligence could do it better. Everybody can make his own artificial intelligence. The robots, the programming area associated to the robots, is something special because you could programming the moving, the an artificial intelligence could be integrated with this area, and that's the future, especially these two, the artificial intelligence and the robots. And the video games, that well, the video games are programmed, and it's an interesting area because it is so fun to the develop of video games. To finish with the conclusion is, well, my conclusion is the programming is in all of the world, and everybody might have a little idea of what is a programming and what is so important. And that's the main reason of why I selected this topic for my presentation. And that's all. Thank you so much.